Well, with allegations of fraud circulating around an investment company claiming to sell Bitcoin, PNC's Rebecca Elmore reached out to Senior VP Chief Economist and Business Continuity Officer Joe Bradley on safety tips concerning proper investment.
If it sounds too good to be true, it might actually not be true.
This is the investment mantra Joe Bradley has lived by for most of his career. He currently serves as the Senior Vice President, Chief Economist, and Business Continuity Officer at the Bank of GUAM. While scores of residents have reportedly invested thousands of dollars in a company now facing allegations of fraud, PNC wanted to ask Bradley for his advice on investment red flags. First, what should you look out for? According to Bradley, be wary of companies that guarantee high returns. These companies are more often than not Ponzi schemes.
Well, a Ponzi scheme is basically a pyramiding scheme where the early investors into the scheme are tempted by promises of very high rates of return on their investments. They begin to receive fairly high returns on their investments, or they are convinced that they are receiving high returns on their investments, but they may not necessarily be.
This is because any new investors that join the group are often contributing to the pay of the first investors. The first group of individuals are then led to believe that they're making a profit, when in fact, they're not. Ponzi schemes are set up to look like multi-level marketing companies like Avon, where individuals are constantly asked to recruit new investors. However, there is one key difference.
Ponzi scheme is fraud, whereas multi-level marketing generally is not.
According to a Forbes investment article, in the years 2008 to 2013, on average, Ponzi schemes were uncovered or busted every 4 days in that 6-year period alone. One concerned citizen alerted the Attorney General's office to what he believes is the latest scheme to hit the island, a company called USI Tech.
USI Tech has already been issued a fraud alert in Canada and then an emergency cease and desist in Texas. What are the repercussions if we see those same effects here on Guam?
Well, there's the potential for a lot of people to lose a lot of money. And if it is determined that they're being fraudulent, then some of those funds would be recovered and returned to the investors.
And if you're still weighing your options for investment, Bradley has a few tips to heed by.
The advice that I would give to people is to do their homework, find out everything they can about the security, the sellers of the security, where the income from that investment is supposed to derive, being careful. And like I say, doing your homework, finding out how this investment works rather than just relying upon a sales pitch.
Reporting for PNC News, I'm Rebecca Elmore.